The universe had seen monsters, but never the tiny death gods of Earth. The galactic concord had seen its fair share of horrors. Black holes devouring entire star systems. Planets where storms of acid lashed the land into molten glass. Species so violent they wiped themselves from existence before making first contact. But nothing had prepared them for Earth. For centuries, Earth had been flagged as a Class 7 death world, a cosmic hellscape, so inhospitable, so lethal, that no sane being would dare set foot on it. Every report confirmed it. Ravenous megafauna, microorganisms that could dissolve flesh in hours, weather patterns that could crush ships, and an apex predator known as humans, beings who thrived in this chaos. And then, the humans brought something far, far worse to the stars. Their house cats. I am Ziltor of the HFY Science Directorate. I had the honor, or perhaps the curse, of being part of the delegation that first welcomed humans into the galactic concord. When the Terran ship Odyssey docked at High Orbit Station above Valara Prime, we approached with every precaution. Armed drones hovered beside us. Bioshields flickered. We had studied their Death World dossiers, beings who fought apex predators for sport, whose children played with fire and blades, only shadows melting into darkness, who weaponized their very environment. And yet, as the hatch opened, out stepped these oddly frail-looking bipeds, wrapped in fabric, grinning. Ambassador Jensen, the leader said, extending a gloved hand. We recoiled at first, for even their greeting was aggressive by our standards. A hand extended as if to strike or seize. But no, this was ritual. We learned. We adapted. For months, relations grew. Humans were unpredictable but fascinating. Their ingenuity, their resilience, their strange, almost playful curiosity about other species. But it wasn't until the Odyssey's second visit that we met their true gods of war. It was meant to be a gesture of goodwill. A Terran crew member, Ensign Ruiz, brought with him 2 small creatures. They're harmless, Ruiz had said, smiling. We call them cats. Just pets. Thought you might like to meet them. They were small, fur-covered, eyes like molten gold, claws sheathed but sharp. They purred when touched, an eerie rumble that seemed both soothing and ominous. We had no frame of reference, no idea, but within hours, the cats had escaped their containment. It began subtly. Reports came in from maintenance, strange scratches along bulkheads, supply crates mysteriously opened, contents disturbed. The station's rodent-like vermin population, usually kept in balance, vanished overnight. Efficient creatures, Jensen said with pride when we confronted him. They're natural hunters, but don't worry, they won't harm you. We believed him. That was our first mistake. The cats were not content to hunt vermin. They explored. They learned the station's systems faster than our own security bots. Ventilation shafts, maintenance tubes, power conduits, all became their domain. Then came the incident. An emergency power relay failed. Entire sectors plunged into darkness. When repair crews investigated, they found the cause. Dozens of precision claw marks on vital cables, as if some entity had tested the integrity of our systems and found them wanting. We confronted Ruiz. His response chilled us to the core. "They like to play," he said. "Probably got bored." Bored? These tiny death gods had crippled our station's systems for amusement? Within a week, the cats had asserted total dominance over our station's ecosystem. Food supplies were raided in the night, containers pried open by impossibly dexterous paws. Security fields were triggered for no apparent reason until surveillance revealed the culprits. Cats, staring into cameras with eerie intelligence, then vanishing into shadows. Worse, our own personnel began to fall under their sway. Some species found themselves compelled to serve, to bring treats, to clear paths, to fashion elaborate perches, all in hope of receiving a purr, a glance, a fleeting moment of affection. The humans watched, bemused. "Yeah, that's pretty standard," Jensen said. "They own us, really. You're just figuring that out." But there was no humor in what came next. The cats, whom we now named the Shadow Stalkers, began interfering with vital station functions. They would trigger airlock warnings at random, disable minor defense grids, rearrange components left unattended. During one terrifying incident, a cat walked across a control console during a weapons diagnostic and almost initiated a live plasma discharge. We declared a Level 5 containment emergency, but by then it was too late. News spread like solar fire. Other stations, other ships, other species, all had their own tales. A human diplomat's cat brought down a planetary communications array on Zenthera 6. A cargo vessel's feline tore apart quarantine barriers, releasing biohazard specimens. The Galactic Concord convened. Debates raged. "Are these creatures pets or weapons?" demanded the Corthan High Chancellor. "Can they be controlled?" asked the Thalvorian archivists. Humans merely shrugged. "We don't control them," Ambassador Jensen said. "We coexist. Best advice? Don't anger them." Soon, entire sectors passed legislation banning the import of Terran felines. Quarantine measures were established. Ships were searched for stowaway cats. Rewards were posted for captured specimens. And yet, they spread. No barrier could contain them. No trap could hold them. Where humans went, cats followed, slipping through cargo crates, hidden in personal effects, even stowing away in machinery. The galaxy's death world had exported its most perfect predator. Generations passed. Galactic cultures adapted. Stations now featured dedicated cat sanctuaries, lavish, opulent, designed to keep the creatures content and out of critical systems. Entire economies emerged around catering to their needs. Toys, treats, furniture. a fringe cult arose, the Furian Order. Worshippers who believed cats were divine envoys sent to test sentience itself. And in the end, the Concord amended its classification of Earth. Once a Class 7 death world, now a Class 7 death world, with a subclassification, apex companion species, feline variant. I am old now. I have seen the rise and fall of empires. I have witnessed horrors beyond imagining. But nothing has haunted my dreams like those golden eyes. Staring through the dark and the soft, rumbling purr that promises both affection and annihilation. So, traveler, heed my words. When you meet a human, respect them. When you see their cat, fear it. Epilogue, the last report. On the far edges of the galaxy, in the ruins of a long-abandoned Volari outpost, a Terran exploration team found a final transmission. A shaky, terrified voice, the words barely audible over the sound of gentle purring. We tried to stop them. We tried, but they just wanted to play. The transmission ends with a soft, contented meow, and silence.